Let's make it a good day.
Coming up today,
Take it off! Take it off!
The Masked Singer has unmasked their first celebrity, and don't ya want to know who it is? Then, is our buddy Dax Holt going to be on Shark Tank? And if so, why? And trick-or-treating may not happen, but you can still decorate for Halloween. Our friend Melissa Sy is back with her fabulous DIY ideas. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Let's make it a good day. And if you don't want to, well, you're in the wrong place. Good morning, everybody. We are live from our studios in the Twin Cities. Welcome to the show. I'm Jace. Please, at home on your couch, on your lazy boy, maybe you're sitting on a bench. Please welcome Kendall.
A bench.
A bench.
Maybe a piano bench. Maybe they're playing piano while they're watching us.
Like Aaron Schwab.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. It's Thursday.
Yeah, it is. One more alarm clock till the weekend, and then we're here.
No,
we're
we're
there.
here.
We're there. We're there. We're there. Yeah. Anyway.
we're there.
How you doing? You doing well though? You doing? Look at you. Can we just acknowledge your shoes real quick? I don't know. You have those are fabulous shoes.
Oh, thanks.
Fabulous.
We're working on the
a
jib.
shot.
Don't
A little.
worry,
I know. I
everybody. Don't
threw
worry.
poor
These are,
Steve into a loop here.
These are actually shoes that oh. Tyler's trying.
Way to go, Tyler. Way to go. Hey, you know what?
Okay, if I was
That's why I love live TV.
Okay.
Look at that. There we go.
I'm really bad at figuring out the backwards way to go. There's the shoes.
Look at that. Those are beautiful.
You know the movie White Christmas?
Yeah.
Very old, or Holiday Inn. She wears a pair of shoes like this on Holiday Inn, and I've wanted them my whole life. My mom got them for me.
Kendall, Mark,
What?
look at you making an old movie reference.
I love
could
really
weep.
old movies.
I could weep. I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
No, those are beautiful. I love them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm also highly caffeinated.
Yeah, you're highly caffeinated, and get ready. We may be fighting here.
Yep.
We may be having a little spat because I heard that you tried something that I named a best thing ever, and you didn't consider it a best thing ever.
Nope, I didn't.
Okay, what is it?
So I went to the Starbucks, heavily caffeinated, for my first PSL of the season, pumpkin spice latte with oat milk and half the pump sugar.
Okay.
And I got the Impossible breakfast sandwich. I love Impossible meats. You loved it. I tried it. I did not like it. Want one bit. Nope.
Well, you're wrong. But anyway, why did you not like it?
Okay, so I understand why you really liked it, and I think that I could see people who eat meat or enjoy sausage would probably really like it. I didn't like it because I thought it was way too greasy, and the Impossible burgers I get, the other Impossible meats, aren't that greasy, which is part of the reason I like them.
I hate to say this, but I would agree with you. My one criticism of the Impossible breakfast sandwich at the Starbucks is the fact that it is a little greasy.
Yeah, like dripping on me.
A little bit, yeah. They need to
drippy.
fix that, but everything else, the bun, the texture, I love it. I do.
Yes. If you're a meat eater, you will like it. If you don't eat a lot of meat, you might not.
Yeah, I get it. That's all right. It's still one of my favorite sandwiches, but yeah. Speaking of sandwiches, people have been asking about my mom, the Dar, who's watching right now. Hi, Dar.
Hi.
Hi, Dar, and your dinosaur of a dog, Radar. And it's tickling her when she goes down to let the dog out. People keep asking for pictures of Radar because Radar is 184 pounds. Yeah. I mean, he's giant. I mean, he is like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. But also, Dar is discovering all of the Twin Cities restaurants because I keep bringing her stuff. She loves the Rusty Taco. I brought her some Sarpino's Pizza. She loves good fried rice, so I brought her some veggie fried rice from U Garden. Love that place on campus. But yeah, so Dar, she's joking that she's gonna gain like 100 pounds. I'm like, Dar, you're this big wet. I mean, my mom literally is like a Q-tip with hair and a hat. My mom loves her hats. But anyway, she's loving the restaurant. So all of you that are checking in, she's doing great. There's up and downs. She has bad days and good days, just like all of us. But she's adjusting. She loves it here. And I think she loves it here a lot because of all of you, because everyone's been so gosh darn nice to her. So she'll eventually come on the show, like I said. I want to get her a place. I want to get her adjusted and then we'll have her on the show because we still need to find her a place to rent. Right. So if you have a house to rent, let me know. Let me know. Let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Here we go. Woo. So let's get started with this. The new season of The Masked Singer kicked off last night. And again, now before we show you what happened, it is time for our FCC mandated spoiler alert animation. There we go. Last night we saw the new costumes. We saw the sun.
Not supposed to do that.
I know. Don't look at directly into the sun. The giraffe. We saw popcorn, the dragon, and producer Ted's favorite, the snow owls. And here's how some of them sounded. Let's look at this.
I know nothing at all.
Okay, so there they are right there, friends. The guesses for the sun include Demi Lovato and Madonna. Okay. Now, I really shouldn't make fun of my own a show on my own network, but I'm going to. Really? As they say on RuPaul's Drag Race, really, queens? Really? For the giraffe, Vanilla Ice, Garth Brooks, and Travis Barker. Okay, again, Garth Brooks, really? And for the snow owl, Donnie and Marie. Well, she has time now. I mean, she quit the talk. And Amy Grant and Vince Gill.
Ooh.
That baby, that could be. Mm-hmm. Did you get that Amy Grant reference right there?
As soon as you said that, I was like, ooh.
But can we also acknowledge, can the judges stop with this shocked face of like, oh my goodness, it's former Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld. You know what I mean? It's like...
It's the Queen of England.
Holy crap. They brought Tiny Tim back from the dead.
I know.
Come on.
I know. You be Robin Thicke and just stand up every time someone good comes on, and I'll be Nicole Scherzinger and just be like...
What? What? But the person they sent home was none of those. It was the dragon. The dragon sent home. Guesses include DMX, Michael Phelps, Adrian Peterson, but Nicole Scherzinger and Robin Thicke guessed right. It was Busta Rhymes. That's right. Fox used shots of the audience from previous seasons as well as virtual shots. We should do that here. We should just take shots of old audiences that we have. Can we do that next week? Let's just get old and we'll just splice them in, you know what I mean? Old reaction shots of our audience, you know?
Well, this show needs that show needs so much of that energy.
No, girl, this show needs that too. I'm just saying, but yeah, go ahead. Yeah, thank you.
But it's not a bad idea. You know what I mean? They really need that like pump up, you know, to get people excited about a mask.
I don't know. The fake crowd thing, I don't know if I like that, but we're going to do it because it's funny. They're doing it, you know, they're not in on the joke there. Well, next in the dish, it's been 26 years since Forrest Gump. But we're just now learning a new thing. Tom Hanks believed in the movie so much, he put his money where his mouth is and his chocolates were. This iconic scene right here almost didn't happen. Apparently, Paramount, that's studio behind it, tightened the budget for the film and said this run across America thing was going to cost too much. So Tom and the director, Robert Zemeckis, agreed to pay for it themselves. But in return, they would share in the movie's profits. Well, that turned out to be a good bet because Tom made, hold on to your wigs and keys, $65 million when all was said and done. $65 million. That's a bet that you want right there. Yeah.
Some people have all the luck.
Well, and by that, let's also acknowledge Tom was going to be all right regardless. So it was a safe bet. Tom was already a movie star. He had that bosom buddy movie or money in his bank account.
Yeah.
I'm just joking.
But
yeah.
The only way I would ever run across all of America is for $65 million. You'd be really sore by the end.
I don't even want to drive across America. I realize I'm not a car trip kind of girl.
No.
You know what I mean? I realize that Maybe with friends in an RV, but other than that, I don't know if I could Oprah and Gale it across the country. I get too antsy.
I would be your Gale. I'd make things very interesting.
Or we would kill each other. I mean, maybe, or that.
Or that.
And that would make good TV that you would all enjoy. Next to the dish, it appears all systems are go for Tom Cruise to head into space for his next movie. This is not a joke. Thanks to a tweet from the Space Shuttle Almanac, we're getting a look at this, everybody. We're getting a look at who will be going into space over the next 3 years. And in October 2021, Tom Cruise and director Doug Liman are set to launch. Universal is backing the $200 million space film. Tom Cruise is going to be hopping on couches with zero gravity.
I have questions.
I do too. I'm just imagining Tom Cruise hopping on couches in zero gravity, yes?
Who's going to film this?
We don't know. I mean, yeah. I mean, you do need a camera person, so there needs to be another astronaut.
Right. And he does all of his own stunts. So does that mean he's going to go to, like, astronaut school?
Well, he's going to have to. He just can't show up on a random Wednesday. Hey, can I hitch a ride? You know, he's going to have to go to some training, right? I mean, something.
But what if it doesn't happen?
Well, then it's all, you know, it's Tom Cruise. Again, just like Tom Hanks, he has plenty of money. This doesn't interest me at all. If there's one thing, like, I'm not adventurous anyway. I do not want to go to space, especially after seeing the documentaries I've watched this week. I do not want to go to space.
Oh.
I mean, I know life on Earth right now isn't real grand, but I don't want to be sent to Mars.
Right, way
Some
better
people
than
would
Mars.
like to send me to Mars, but I mean, I don't really want to go. We're going to take a break, everyone. We'll be back right after these messages. Stay with us. Coming up in just a bit, it's one of the most beloved movies of the 90s. Grab those tissues because a Father of the Bride reunion is happening. Like soon. I'll give you the details. Then, swimming in shark-infested waters. Did we see our Dax Holt in a promo for ABC's Shark Tank? He'll join us live with the answer. And decorations can be scary expensive, but they don't have to be. Melissa Sy is back with easy and fabulous DIY Halloween decorations. The Jason Show will be right back.
You used to be a judge on The Voice.
Oh, okay, this is easy. What?
Along with Gwen Stefani,
Yep.
Blake Shelton, and Adam Levine.
Yup.
Rank their singing voices from best to worst.
Gwen Stefani is best.
Either way,
then-
hang on, can I just say, either way, this ends in a text message from someone.
Well, you know, one of them don't have my number.
Oh! Ooh.
So,
is that
I guess-
is that? Hang on, who doesn't have your number?
Well, I'll just put him last. Gwen Stefani is best, Adam Levine is second, and Blake Shelton is the worst. I'm not eating none of this.
Let's have a look.
No.
Let's see what you would have eaten. Let's have a look. Oh! A spicy salmon smoothie.
You know what? I could eat that. But why would I taste it after I just risked all my relationships?
Good point. Alicia Keys with James Corden playing one of our favorites, Spill Your Guts or Fill Your Guts. That would be hard. Like, I'm glad she did it because, hello, it's great content for us. But that would be like someone asking Jason, rank all of the people that you've been on a show with, you know,
Ooh,
from
yeah.
best to worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would never, ever
Awkward.
do that.
I'd eat all the things.
I would eat all the things.
It would be so bad.
Like, this person first and this person last.
Just keep it right there.
Let's keep it right
Just
there.
keep it
That's right. More late night for you. Jeff Daniels was on Colbert last night. He plays former FBI director James Comey in the new miniseries, The Comey Rule. Jeff, and here's why we're doing this story. Jeff is 6'3". James Comey is 6'8". And he talked about how they're going to close that gap.
It's tough. I hearken back to the days when Robert De Niro did Raging Bull and he pulled on 60 pounds. And you immediately think, well, then I need to be 6'8". How do I do that? And it's the joke. You've seen Raging Bull one too many times when you're going, I need lifts, which is what I got. I could have done I could have done the Alan Ladd Jr. thing. Remember him?
Yeah.
40s, 50s. He was 5'6" tall, and they would cast the other actors, and they would build a trench so that the taller actor would be lower, and they would walk down towards the saloon. I could have done that, but they said no. So all the lifts, I put 2-inch lifts in, 6 foot. That got me up to 6'5", and then then I just said, hell, I'll just act the rest of it. Otherwise it was a call to Elton John, which I wasn't going to do.
The Comey Rule hit Showtime this weekend. Well, one of the most famous examples of that is Nicole Kidman. I remember when Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman first got divorced, Nicole went on Letterman, and Letterman's one of his first questions was, "How you doing, Nicole?" And she goes, "I'm fine. I can finally wear heels again." And I was like, "Cheers to you, Nicole Kidman," because because Tom is, what is he? 5'2"? No, not that tall. 5'2". He's like this little bush right here. No, he's 5'6".
I think he's 5'6" or 5'7".
Should I just ask Siri? Hey, Siri, how tall is Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise is 5 feet 7 inches tall.
Okay,
you
5
don't
feet
need
7.
Siri when you have
Can I tell you, that's one of the first times Siri's actually worked well. You know what I mean? Hey Siri, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
I suppose it depends on whether you are talking about African or European woodchucks.
Okay. Next in the dish, our thoughts are with the cake boss this morning. Thank you, crew. After a simple game of bowling goes terribly, horribly wrong. Buddy's hand was impaled after it got stuck in a bowling pin setter. The malfunction has apparently been an easy fix in the past, but not this time. His hand was lodged, and a 1.5 inch metal rod slowly and repeatedly impaled his hand 3 times. His son eventually cut him loose, and he was taken to the hospital for emergency surgery. That is horrifying. That is why you shouldn't have a bowling alley in your home. That and pops in a popsicle drawer. I'm talking to you, Oprah. Both are extremely dangerous. Very dangerous. Yeah. That is So he posted, look at this. He posted this picture on Instagram. The injury happened to his dominant right hand, and he is facing a long, long recovery. So I don't want to giggle too much about it, but woo! And you're a baker, you need your hands. You need your phalanges.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's like I watched this show called Queen of the South, and the Sicario, he got shot in the hand, and it was his shooting hand, so now he's worthless on the show, so he's probably going to die. Do you not watch Queen of the South? It's the same thing.
I don't know what she just said. What did she just say?
It's hard when your good hand gets shot or impaled.
Well, I'm left-handed, but I hunt and golf and bowl with my right hand, as I said yesterday.
You hunt?
No. Next in the dish, there's another reunion about to drop on Netflix, and this one has me very, very excited. Here is a clue.
Because some big shot over at the Wiener Company got together with some big shot over at the Bun Company and decided to rip off the American public. Because they think the American public is a bunch of trusting nitwits who'll pay for things they don't need rather than make us stink. Well, they're not ripping off this nitwit anymore because I'm not paying for one more thing I don't need. George Banks is saying no.
Who's George Banks?
Me!
The cast from Father of the Bride is getting back together tomorrow. Like tomorrow. In what's being called the Father of the Bride Part 3-ish. The event will air at 5 p.m. Central and Mountain and will be available on Netflix, YouTube, and Facebook, and will benefit World Central Kitchen. The movie from, I believe, 91, or 92, starred Diane Keaton, Steve Martin, Kimberly Williams, and the great Martin Short. Who was so great. I quote him a lot. His character as the wedding, Franck, as the wedding coordinator, was welcome to the 90s, Mr. Bonks. I could quote that movie. Have you seen it?
I watched it with my dad. He insisted on it before my wedding.
Yeah, most dads do, because there's a scene in that movie. I don't have kids. I don't have, little Milo Matheson. Probably won't happen. But there's a scene in that movie the night before she's getting married, and she's outside, and she's playing basketball. And they used to play, they play basketball, and the snow starts coming down, and he goes out there, and he looks at her, and he goes, I'll remember this moment for the rest of my life.
I know.
And then that always gets me.
It's so sweet.
Tear. And little fun fact, I played in high school. We did Father of the Bride as one of our plays, and I played the father. Yeah.
Fun fact, I thought you were going to say you played basketball in high school, and I was like, no, you didn't.
No, I did not. No, I was made fun of by the basketball players, but I was in Father of the Bride.
And you played Steve Martin.
I played, yeah. In the play, his name is Stanley Banks.
Oh.
That's why you'll notice in the movie, they changed it to George Stanley Banks. Because Stanley was, in the 90s, was a kind of a name like Jason that went out of fashion. But yeah, little fun fact. I'm full of them. Next in the dish, it's a throwback to the 80s. We were in the 90s, now we're in the 80s. General Mills is bringing back some flavors from our childhood. Cocoa Puffs, Golden Grams, Cookie Crisp, and Trix are going back to the taste and shapes that they had in the 80s. The chocolate is more chocolatey. The honey is more honey-y in the Golden Grams. And the classic 6 fruity shapes in Trix is back. The permanent switch is now available in most stores. So I don't know. Why are you laughing at this? Were you not allowed to eat cereal as a kid?
No. I ate all these cereals, but it's funny because we're like, everything has to be healthy. And then they're like, nah, we're just going to bring back all the old stuff and eat all the sugar. Nobody cares anymore. The world's ending.
Well, yeah, nobody cares. My favorite cereal isn't on this list. I loved Captain Crunch. I was a Captain Crunch kid. I loved Crunch Berries, but they're horrible for your teeth, and they would mess up the roof of your mouth. It was like gravel on your, but I didn't care. The sacrifice was worth it. But I love this because we were just discussing this off air a couple days ago. People are craving nostalgia.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because the world is flipping upside down. People want classic nostalgia. They want, I call them warm blankets. They want to hear old music that makes them think of their childhood, old cereal. Not old cereal, but just classic cereal.
Yeah.
And I like this. I do.
Too. I loved the Cocoa Puffs and the peanut butter ones. Not the Reese's Puffs ones, but the original peanut butter.
Well, I could only eat cereal as a kid, and Dar's watching and smiling right now because my mom was very strict on several things. Manners. She wanted me, I always say this, she never wanted adults to dread my presence. So I was trying to be well behaved. And she was big on manners, and she was big about breakfast in elementary school. So every day of my elementary school life, my mother made me breakfast, like a full breakfast, like sausage and eggs.
Wow.
And she wanted me to have a nutritious breakfast. And I got grounded. It was one of the 4 times I got grounded in my life. My mom used to serve me sizzle, or like these little heat and serve sausages.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I hated the sausage. And when my mom would step away from the kitchen, I would throw the sausage behind our couch.
Jason!
And my mom went to go get the carpets cleaned, and she pulled the couch from off the wall, and there was a log cabin of sausage links behind there. Yeah.
You got in so much trouble.
Oh, Dar was livid. And then in junior high, I got to eat whatever I wanted. She goes, you're in junior high now. I'm tired of making breakfast for you, and I'm tired of your sausage log cabins. Make whatever you want. And then I ate cereal for the next 6 years of my life. And thus, here we are. Still ahead, everybody. He's got all the Hollywood dish, and just interviewed one of the stars of Too Hot to Handle. Coming up next, we're checking in with Dax Holt, and he may have some big news involving a very popular primetime show. Wait till you hear this. And then, mommy blogger Melissa Sy is back, and she's getting us ready for Halloween in a great way. Look at those decorations. That and more coming up. Stay right there. Back in a moment. Welcome back. Well, it is time to check in with our insider to the stars. And if my mom had another son, she really wishes it was him. Please welcome from the Hollywood Raw podcast, the great Dax Holt. Good morning, Dax.
Good morning, Jason. How are you?
I'm well. How you doing?
Good. Tell Dar I love her.
I will do so. She gets to watch now, Dax, live, because she lives here now. So she's in heaven right now. So you had a reality star on the podcast recently, a very interesting one. Tell me about that.
had Harry Josie, who, if anyone watched the Netflix show Too Hot to Handle, he was one of the main guys on the show. He was the one that found love there on the beach with Francesca, and their relationship was kind of all over social media. A lot of the tabloids were talking about it because it was one of those shows that during the pandemic, everyone was sitting home and watching. And they also had a very nasty breakup. And we asked him about that. We just said, so where do you two stand these days? You know, like, you had this very public relationship, and then it just kind of fell apart. And he said, we have completely blocked each other from all forms of social media. I'm like, ouch. And he goes, you know what? To be honest with you guys, it wasn't supposed to be like that. We had things were kind of going downhill. We had decided that we were going to break it off. We got our managers involved, planned out how we were going to announce our separation. It was going to be very peaceful and saying that we were still friends and, that we still loved each other. And then apparently she started to release videos accusing him of straying outside the relationship. And he goes, I don't know what she was talking about. She just started telling everyone he was a cheater. And so now they are on very, very bad terms. However, Jason.
Yes.
He wants to be the next Bachelor.
Oh, okay. No. No. No.
No, he's all Australian guy.
No.
And he's got an accent, so you never know. That could work.
Dax, don't we have enough problems in the country? I mean, seriously, we don't need this. We have enough. We have fires. We have murder hornets. With locusts. We don't need this. No. Okay, now this is going to be one of those moments. Everybody watch Dax's face. That's what I call this portion of our segment. Watch Dax's uncomfortable face. Because we had a little Jason Show meeting. No, we really didn't. We were all at home watching TV, and we were all watching ABC. And I saw a promo on the American Broadcasting Company that I swear on Oprah's right hand, I saw you in a promo for Shark Tank. Can you confirm or deny that I saw what I saw, or maybe I had a few too many vodka sodas?
Listen, I can't confirm or deny you had too many vodka sodas.
Whatever, but you can confirm the other thing.
I can say you potentially saw me, but that's all I can say.
Oh, are you kidding me? Okay, here's the promo. Everybody, now, okay, let's watch this. Where is he? Okay, let's everyone come to the TV. Right? Okay, that's, oh, we missed him? Oh, I can't. Well, I'm blind. I mean, I can't. I'm 50 miles from a monitor. Okay, we already saw him. He was there. And our research team is saying that it is, in fact, you. So I know you can't say anything, but I'm looking at your face, and that's all we need. That's all we need right there.
That's all you're getting out of me.
Hey, but Dax, let me ask you this, though. How many, do you know when Shark Tank airs? Like, when's your favorite time to watch Shark Tank?
Jason, can we keep talking about the podcast?
No. I was just wondering, is there...
I feel like I had so much more things to say about Harry Josie interview. It was amazing.
Well, no, is there a favorite time of month that you prefer to sit down with the family and watch Shark Tank?
Whenever that show is on, I love that show.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, you should tune in to the podcast because it's amazing this week.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I bet it is. Anybody else coming up that you can tell on the podcast?
You know who we just had on? Corinne Olympios. We just taped hers yesterday. Do you remember Corinne from The Bachelor and Bachelorette?
Yeah, you know what? I actually do remember her.
Yes. So she is going to be on next week. We just taped her yesterday. She had some interesting stories. And you remember she was caught up in a pretty big controversy with Bachelor in Paradise.
Oh, Ted told me about this. That's right. Hey, speaking of that, are you watching Love Island, Dax?
I am not.
Okay.
Is it pretty good?
No, it's trash. But Ted loves it, so I'm taking a survey. We did a segment yesterday about it. I had a guy, Dax, at Target stop me and tell me to stop hating on the show, that he watches it too. So I don't know. I got to check it out. Okay, so here's what we're going to do, everybody. We're going to listen to Dax's podcast, Hollywood Raw, and then we're going to watch the whole season of ABC's Shark Tank. Right, Dax? That's what we're going to do.
You do what you want to do. But yes, that is a fantastic show, and I suggest everyone watch it.
I do too. The great and always forthcoming Dax Holt, everybody. Check out the Hollywood Raw podcast where you get your podcast, and you can watch Shark Tank on ABC. And that's all he said, that you should watch it because it's a good show. Still ahead on this show, no more rule breaking. Melissa Tsai is helping us step up our Halloween game. I almost said Hollywood game. Our Halloween game when we come back. Back in a moment, everybody. Oh, Dax. Welcome back. Now, I didn't want to get Dax into too much trouble, and not any trouble at all, because those contracts, let me tell you, those contracts you have to sign, you basically sign your life away. Because I remember I was on the Ginny Jones show back in like '94, that trash box of a show. But anyway, I was on Ginny Jones, and I answered the call because when you lived in the cities where these talk shows would tape, and I lived in the Chicagoland area, Ginny Jones taped there, Jerry Springer taped there, and of course the Oprah Winfrey Show taped there. It was like the farm for talk shows. And Ginny Jones put up on the screen during a commercial, "Do you want to come out of the closet to your family on television?" And for some reason, I thought that was a great idea. So whatever, Kendall. So I called the number. Ginny Jones put me up into a Red Roof Inn, and I went to Chicago, and I got on the show, and the producers were trying to rile me up. They're like, make it a big deal. Tell them your family's going to disown you. And I'm like, well, I don't think they're going to disown me. And at that moment, I had the realization that my grandparents would be watching the show. And I haven't discussed this. I hadn't even discussed it with Dar. So as I'm sitting there talking to the producers, I realize, holy crap, I'm getting ready to go on national television to be like, hey, I'm gay. And my grandparents don't know. So luckily, the spirits were with us, and I was cut from the episode. But I had to sign a contract that I wouldn't talk about it for weeks. So these TV shows don't mess around, and neither do we. Welcome back, everybody. Actually, we're going to go to a break. We're going to get our guest ready, so you stay there. And when we come back, Melissa Tsai right after this. Welcome back. With just 5 weeks to go until Halloween, that's crazy. It's prime time to decorate your house, but instead of spending big bucks on decorations you only use once a year, why not just make them yourself? We all have time, we can't go anywhere. Joining us with some DIY decor ideas for Halloween is local mom blogger, our good friend, mom of 3, singer, songwriter, Academy Award winner, author, Melissa Tsai, everyone. Good morning, Melissa.
Good morning. I wish all those things were true, but right now I've got my 9-year-old upstairs trying to take a national test for school. She's e-learning. I've got my 2 boys running amok. I don't even know what's happening. Oh. So this segment could go anywhere. That's great. Idea.
Well, Melissa, you and I are both fans of live TV. I wouldn't mind if a caribou ran behind you. I mean, it would be fantastic.
Would not be surprised at all.
Okay, so we're gonna start. I gotta tell you, every time we've run the video, we always go, we love those 3D bats. Is that what we're gonna start with?
Yes, so I have them right here. These are so great. I saw this idea last year and I wanted to do it super bad, but I never got around to doing it. So this year I just went on Amazon and I ordered these little 3D bats. They come in different sizes. I think it was for 50 of them under $8 on Amazon. And then you just take them, you can put them outside on your front door, you can put them on your mantle, but you start toward the bottom and you just put a ton of little bats together and then cascade up your mantle or your wall or your door. So it looks like the bats are kind of like flying out of your house or flying out of the fireplace. It's a fun idea, like age appropriate for kids. So it's not something that's super scary, but just a nice way to to brighten stuff up for the holidays or for Halloween, since we're probably not going to go trick-or-treating.
It's so, but the effect, Melissa, is so great. Like as you're walking up, you're like, what exactly are those on Melissa's door?
It's so fun. It's so cool. We've got them on our mantle. We've got them cascading up the fireplace. And then you can also just keep going with your mantle, and you can do things like adding some skulls or crows, pumpkins, and just kind of throw everything up there. So you've got a lot of bulk going on for Halloween.
Layering doormats. What do you mean by that?
Yes. Okay. So this is super fun. I have used this buffalo plaid under mat that I got on Amazon as well. I use it for every single season. And then on top of it, you can put your regular doormat. So if you want to change your mats up for the seasons, we've got this little pumpkin, hey there, pumpkin mat that we got from Oh Trendy Baby. So you can put this mat on top of like a buffalo plaid mat to give it a little bit more bulk, a little bit more texture, so it's not just a flat doormat.
I like that. And again, easy. We all have, we all have a doormat, and we just probably have one of those rugs laying around.
Exactly. Or you can get a piece of cloth from the fabric store and just cut it up into like a nice little rectangle and throw it on underneath your mat.
Melissa, there's something on my card that I never thought I would see on a card for our show, and it says skulls in jars.
You know, that's what we like to do around here. We like to take some skulls and put them in jars. So I got these, they're called a pocket, oh my goodness, I'm not going to be able to say it. Apothecary.
Apothecary, yes.
Apothecary. Yep, I got these from a fabric store a while ago. I use them again for every holiday, for Christmas, decorating. But all I did is I took some of this Spanish moss. Again, you can find it at any fabric store. It's a little strawy. And you just put it inside the apothecary jar with these skulls. You can find any skulls. These are paper mache. I kind of like the look of them. And then you just stick them inside here so it looks like, I don't know, you've got some heads in a jar.
Yeah.
Spooky.
Or you should be on some sort of documentary on Netflix.
Like a little murder mystery show, yeah.
A little bit. Okay, tombstones.
Tombstones, yes. Okay, so this is super fun. This is like a yard decoration. So we went around and asked a bunch of our neighbors if anybody had any styrofoam laying in their garage. One of our neighbors did. So instead of buying the styrofoam, ask around to see if anybody has any old like insulation or something laying around. You take this and you cut it with a knife that has a serrated edge. I'll be very careful. So like this. And you do not need to be perfect with this at all. You want it to look like stone. So you cut it, it's gonna make the most disgusting sound, so I'm not gonna do it right here. But you cut it, make it look kind of jaggedy. Then you're gonna take any kind of gray paint over the entire styrofoam. And then you've got yourself, sorry, I put it way over here, a nice little tombstone that you can put in the yard. We have some pictures too. You can put funny names on there like, I'm a goner, been better. So yeah, this is just a fun way to spice up the front yard for when you hopefully have trick-or-treaters coming on October 31st.
Oh, here lies been better. That's a good one, Melissa Sy. I like that. Oh, okay, now we always do a trendy, something really on trend. Last year, I think we did the cement pumpkins that Kendall still has in her house. This year,
that makes me so happy.
Yeah, she throws it at me when I upset her sometimes. But this year, it's all about velvet pumpkins. Velvet?
Yes. I mean, and last year it kind of started too. One of my neighbors told me about it. But if you go into any boutiques, you'll see these velvet pumpkins around. But the thing is, they cost like $20 and up. So this is what they look like. But you can make them from home pretty easily. I'd say like 20 to 30 minutes per pumpkin. And what you want to do is you're just going to start by taking some stretchy velvet fabric like this. And then you're going to take just a needle and thread, a thicker thread, go around the outside with using a simple stitch. And then you're going to pull it taut together. Put some rice, just some regular dry rice at the bottom of your pumpkin. So you're going to want to fill half of it with dry rice. Okay. And then you're going to want to fill the rest with some like polyfill, some like cotton type of stuff. Pull it tight at the top so it looks like this. And then you're going to take your needle and thread and go up and down through the bottom of the pumpkin to the top of the pumpkin. We've got some pictures too to make it look a little bit easier so you guys can kind of see what you're doing. But then you just pull it tight. You do not need to cut a perfect circle. Do not worry about perfection because pumpkins aren't perfect. And then if you want, this is kind of a fun little tip. I go to like the, to Cub or something, and all the gourds that they sell that have the stems that have fallen off, I take them, and because nobody uses them. And then we just super glue it on the top, and you've got your own little velvet pumpkin that you can throw up on your mantle. If you're gonna do some kind of fall tablescape, this can bring you through to Thanksgiving, for Halloween. And it's just a nice way to add a little bit more texture, a little bit more volume to what you already have on your mantle. Ooh, let's put some super glue on that.
If I may help you out here, dear Cub Foods, if you see a woman on your security cameras with stems in her pocket, it is not, I repeat, it is not Melissa Sy. It is not Melissa Sy.
I go to Aldi to do that.
No. Okay, now we've been doing this with our friends when they join us for the first time on Zoom in this new era we're living in for this season. Acknowledging the surroundings, may we just acknowledge that is that your kitchen? That is beautiful.
This behind me is, well, my husband, I want to do a segment on this too to teach everybody how to make these, but you can see these shelves in the back.
Yeah.
My husband made those for under, I think he said under $50. He just stained some wood and put them up there.
Those are beautiful. That's wood and then some hardware at the bottom, right, Melissa?
Yeah, here, I'll see if you guys can see it a little bit more. But we can teach everybody at home how to make these sometime because they were super easy. I think hanging them up, he said, was the most difficult part of the whole thing.
That is beautiful. Yeah, please come back because I know we're going to get emails. How did Melissa make that? We're going to get emails. So will you come back and show us?
I would love to. Yep, I'll have to get a tutorial from the hubs and then yes, I would love to show you guys.
Okay, so we're going to let you go because you're busy because what do you, okay, you have the one kid is doing what, you list off your things today.
Yeah. We've got an e-learner upstairs taking a national test for her placement this year. I have 2 boys, a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, who my neighbor came over and I wanted to give her a bag of jelly beans and just say, throw these on the floor, let the boys have at it, and everything will be fine. Just please don't make any noise. It's crazy. I don't know how parents are working from home during the pandemic and trying to get everything done. It's nuts. It's crazy town.
I love it. Melissa's just throwing snack foods on the floor. Go get them, kids. Mama's busy.
Parenting 101. I'll write a book someday.
Oh, I love it. Melissa, thank you so much. We'll see you soon, sweetie.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Good to see you. You can follow Melissa on Instagram. You can find her at Melissa Sy. And all of her ideas are also on her blog, minnesotababy.blogspot.com. And in the 5 years of this show, 6 years, that's the first time I've ever rode. See, now I messed up. It's the first time I've ever said that correctly. And now I messed it up. I won't mess up the next segment, I promise. We'll be back right after this. Oh, Melissa. That shelf is gorgeous. Oh, I'm telling you, I'm glad that this show is a success. I really am. I'm grateful every day that I have a show with my name's on the floor, for heaven's sake. But I also think that could be equally as successful if we just videotaped all the commercial breaks and then put them on in late night. You know, I mean, and I shouldn't give our general manager, Sheila Oliver, any ideas because I'm going to get a text message in a few minutes. Well, could that happen? That'll be what she writes. Could we do that? No, we can't, Sheila. No, because we would lose our license. We wouldn't be able to.
It'd have to be after 10 or whenever the.
Yeah. Anyway, we're just glad that you're here. And we're glad that the show actually never stops on social media. Follow us. Check us out on social media. Search for Jason Show TV on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We try to, and on Facebook, we do our Jason Show Before the Show live. Weekday mornings around 9:10ish, 9:15ish, where we take you in on our daily meeting about the show. It's always fun. We're more casual, more goofy.
Much more casual.
Much more casual. I'm basically wearing pajamas. We'll be right back, everybody. Stay with us in a moment. Gotta put the spectacles back on. Welcome back. Reading your comments on Facebook today on the Jason Show fan club page. People are still loving your shoes. Again, do you remember where you got them?
My mother, I believe, got them at Macy's when I was like 17 because I wanted the Holiday Inn shoes, and these were like the closest I could get to it. Just those classic, 1930s, 40s little booties.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're cute. I like them.
I love them, and they're red leather.
Are they comfortable?
Yeah, the heel's really low.
Okay.
Which is
there
nice.
they are.
Here
Thank
they
you,
are,
Adam. There's a good looking. It's a
There
shoe
we
cam
go.
like Wendy Williams
Shoe
has.
cam.
The shoe cam.
Shoe cam.
Yeah. We're also getting a lot of comments about yesterday's show on my recommendation for the Certic Sidebar. People want to know where it is. It's in Northeast Minneapolis, right connected to Certic's, the liquor store there. So good. I'll say it again. Rarely does a place, and I'm lucky enough to go to a lot of places because of the show and my best friends in the restaurant industry, but this place was one of those rare that hit home runs in every category: service, atmosphere, and food. It was delightful. Yeah, delightful.
I like that, and I could go to Kramarczuk's and get a nice Polish sausage.
Sausage, yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's that whole neighborhood is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched it grow over the years, and It's just great. Beautiful days. So head out there. It's going to be a good night tonight to go out there. Tomorrow on the show, it's another staff show and tell. That's right. There's going to be secrets revealed. Games will be played. There could be dancing and raw emotion. That's tomorrow. But right now, that's going to do it for us. If you're watching and you're a kid being bullied, you go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.